The D, man.
Yeah, shout out my nigga from D's Media, you feel me?
Yo, it's your boy D's Media back again with another video. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel on the road to 100K. Today we're going to talk about a low-end legend, Rello, man, that tragically lost his life at the height of his career in the drill scene. This is also Vert older brother. Let's jump straight into it.
He got a lot of kids, 8 of us. My daddy told me, you lose more money if you want the bag. You gotta wait in line. And if you playing in that field, you gotta pick a side. Cause where I'm from, falls geeking quick. But don't be listening to these rappers, man, these niggas lying.
You know, my everything I heard about dude is every move that he made was for his mother and his younger brothers and sisters. From what I heard, you know, he grew up in a household of 8 kids. You know, he the oldest boy. You know, so his mother struggled a lot. So everything he did was to try to get his family in a better position. You know, if you go listen to his music, he got real pain in his music. And his music got substance, unlike 2025. You listen to these drill artists today, they ain't doing nothing but trying to teach you how to go slide and throw your life away. This man was really telling a story about about his family, his loved ones, his brothers, how he need to be there for his mama, how he trying to lead the streets along. Like, he was really had a good message in his music, man. This dude come from the low end. He come from the Stateway Gardens projects that was tore down in 2007. And we all know the rumors that and the speculations that come along with a lot of the Chicago projects in the 90s, the 80s, and the early 2000s. You know, they said that it was crime infested, you know, snipers, a whole bunch of stuff. But me personally, is this what I feel like played a major role into a lot of the cities in the Midwest turning up, especially Chicago. If residents was paying $25 of rent and barely getting by, you wanted to tear it down and build these new row houses and high rises that's $1,500 a month. So here it is that you got thousands of family members that's without a place to stay. They can't afford $1,600 a month. They could afford $25. That explains how a lot of Chicago residents from the low end got Section 8 vouchers and spread it all through the city. You got to think, if Vert mom's got 8 kids, you know what I'm saying? Like, think about that. She got to get a crib immediately. So now it makes sense why Vert really claimed Chatham neighborhood and all of that. But dude is really from the low end. You know what I'm saying? But that don't mean because you from over here that you can't claim here, because it's wherever you jump off the porch at. In 2025, you could have been born in Jamaica. If you jump off the porch in Cali, that's where you from. Point blank period. That's how people look at it. But from everything that I done heard and talking to certain people, they say that dude wouldn't have been going for Vert, disrespecting his family like that. You know, dissing Mama Doug and a lot of his family and loved ones. They say his brother was big on family. You know, he was big on family. You know, also, I want to put this in there too. You know, a lot of people that I was talking to, they say, dude, you know, he'll rob something in a heartbeat. You know, they say dude will get down on you. He will hit a lick on you. I never heard about dude having 8, 10 hats or none of that. But I definitely heard that dude was getting down on people and he'll definitely poke you. You know, I feel like, man, if dude was here, I feel like Vert wouldn't be doing certain things that he doing, man. You know, I'm not saying he wouldn't be gang banging. I'm not saying he wouldn't be BH. I'm not saying that. But I feel like certain ways how Vert is moving, always off a yerk, you know, dozing off during interviews, passing out, just looking goofy. I feel like a lot of stuff he wouldn't do if his brother was here. And the one thing that I want to ask Vert is, why don't you speak about your brother? Like, why don't you speak about your older brother? You talk about Trap City and Risky Road more than you talk about your own brother. Only thing you say is, oh, my brother, oh, my D brother, oh, my D brother. Bro, your brother was a legend in the low end. And that could really rap. You ain't remixed none of his songs, none of that. Like, why? Because he was from the low end, he was messing with the GDs and his family GD. Like, let me know, Vert, why you don't speak on your older brother like your brother's a goofy or like he was a lame or something. Bro, you should be honored, bro, to have a brother like this, man. No goofy stuff on his resume. You know what I'm saying? All his music, we're not dissing no ops, not trolling, not none of that. Because he came up in an era where you couldn't just say BDK and GDK and diss a whole nation. Man, you get out of here. How y'all young dudes now is dissing whole nations and doing all this dissing and trolling. In his era and the era before, you couldn't do that. If you had a problem with a crew, you had to say that Pacific crew. You couldn't say BDK and GDK. You couldn't diss the whole nation in this dude era. You know what I'm saying? And to be honest with you, he really had the rough and tough era, if you ask me. Because I can imagine standing in them projects what you seen. You know what I'm saying? But I just feel like at the end of the day, man, my condolences and love go out to Rello, man. It ain't too many good brothers out there. Everybody keeps saying rest in peace to dude. He was a low-end legend. I ain't heard nobody say nothing bad against him. He did tragically lose his life on the low end. The case is still open. Nobody know. A lot of people speculate certain things, but I ain't going to put that in the video because that ain't my place. But, you know, my condolences go out to his friends, family, loved ones, and especially for his brothers and sisters, man, because if y'all go listen to his music, all he rapped about, man, was his brothers and sisters and getting them out of there, man. You know, Vert moms had 8 kids. You know, he was the oldest of 5 boys, so I can only imagine, you know, he had to get out there early and go get it, man. So it'll probably explain why Vert jumped off the porch so early, because his mom's got 8 kids. You know, a lot of times, you know, you ain't going to get everything that you need. You ain't going to get the new Jordan, the new Nikes, you know. But I'm pretty sure she made sure that they were straight, man. But I love y'all. Appreciate y'all so much. Peace, positivity, network growth. Let's save these kids. It ain't never too late. I love y'all. Appreciate y'all.
The D, man. Yeah, shout out my nigga from D's Media, you feel me?